Okay. Hare Krishna devotees. Let's begin with prayers. Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasha Chadesha Tarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripasindubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Anant Koti Vaishnavarand ki jai Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki jai Nitya Gaur Premanande Hare Hare Bol. Okay. Now, till yesterday, I think our last class we completed Ayodhya Kand. So next there are 5 Kands. I'll try to finish as early as possible, and then we can start with our Bhagavad Gita verses and classes on those. So we discussed that Atri Maharshi, now Sita Rama Lakshmana, they leave Chitrakoot Parvata, and then they go to Atri and Anasuya Devi's ashram, and they had a nice conversation there. And after meeting them, then Sita Rama Lakshmana, they enter the Dandaka forest. And as they go into that deep forest, they see clusters of hermitages of sages. And there are bundles of darbha grass. Darbha grass is a very pure form of that species of grass is considered to be very pure, and it is used in all the rituals, in Vedic rituals. So they could see bundles of darbha grass everywhere. So what this signifies is that there are nice Vedic rituals are happening in that area. And all those saints are very old-aged. And and all those sages were shining brilliantly like the sun. So as they were moving, they were so effulgent. Valmiki Maharshi says that it looked like as if they are all looking like an afternoon sun. It's very difficult to see them. The afternoon sun is right above your head. So if you try to see that, no, you cannot. It will be very powerful. So like that, those Maharshis or those sages were very effulgent, like an afternoon sun. And the ashram, all the hermitage, was kept very clean by the disciples. And there was no violence done to any animals. All kinds of animals were wandering in that places. And as you know, this is very common, even in Ayodhya Kand or Balakand, we discussed that because of their power, the enmity, the natural enmity between the animals were also gone. And they were all together living very friendly. So many birds also, they all gathered around, they built their nests, and they all came to that place around that ashrama. And these sages, they consume only fruits, and they wear the deer skin. Okay, deer skin, that too, not, it doesn't mean that they have killed the deer. No, by nature, the deer which is dead, they take the skin of such a deer and then they wear. So as Sita Rama Lakshmana were passing, all the sages, saints, they looked at them. They were moved by the beauty, the physical beauty of Lord Ramachandra. they were very glad to see Rama and Sita. Rama, Lakshmana and Sita, all of them. And happily they welcomed them. Those sages, they got so much attracted to Rama that they forgot their duties and they just started looking at him. And some of the sages were like looking at, see, those sages, they're not even eating like normal food like grains. You see, we have 5 senses, 5 gross senses, 3 subtle senses. When there is a food given to the stomach, automatically these senses come into action. So that is why it is advised that today's Ekadashi here, that we fast. So during the fasting, what happens is the senses do not get agitated that much. So these sages, they don't eat, like for them, it's like every day they are following Ekadashi. They don't even eat grains, only roots or fruits or honey, that's all, or milk. If they have cows, they will have the milk. And some of them, they don't even eat that much. They just live on dry leaves. And some of them just on breathing air, they're living. So such sages who have got good control of their senses, even when they looked at Rama, they became uncontrolled, and they became lusty. So next life, all those sages who wanted to enjoy rasa with Krishna, they became gopis. Prabhupada mentions those in Krishna book also. So those sages, after looking at Rama, they got the confidence that Rama can kill the demons. So all of them offered various fruits and roots and honey to Sita, Rama, Lakshmana. Then they said, Indriyasyava Chaturbhagaha Praja Rakshati Raghava Raja Tasmad Varan Bhogan Ramyan Bhunkai Namaha. They say that 1/4 part of Indra, Indra is the demigod of heaven. 1/4 part, Chaturbhagaha means 1/4. 1/4 part of Indra, he appears as a king to protect the people. And hence, my dear Raghava, the king, that is why the king is glorified. He is cheered and he is praised. And that's why he enjoys the best and the most delightful fortune. So Rama, as sages, we gave up cursing someone or punishing someone. We don't do that. So that's why these demons, they know that we will not curse, and that's why they are torturing us. So you must protect us like the fetus in the mother's womb. Then Rama, immediately he gave the word that he will protect. He promised, my dear sages, don't worry. As long as I'm here in the forest, I will protect you all. So then they proceeded further, and it was a very dangerous forest. There are no marks that even humans wander in those places. Everywhere carnivorous animals were seen, ferocious animals. And then they see a demon suddenly. Gambhira aksham mahavaktram vikatam vikatodaram bhivatsam vishamam dirgham vikritam ghora darshanam. So that demon, he had very deep eyes, huge mouth, a monstrous belly. He was looking horrible, very ugly, and he had a horrendous look. He suddenly appeared there. He was just wearing a tiger skin, and it was wet with fat and blood. And he's frightening all the living beings. Trin Simhan, Chaturo Vyagran, Dvauvrakau, Prashitan Dasha, Savishanam Vasadigdham, Gajasya Shiro Mahat, Avasajja Ayase Shule, Vinadantan Mahaswanam. You know how he came? He came with, Trishula with like three skewers in the hand. How we have barbecue skewers, like that. He kept, the Trishula is the spear that Shiva holds in his hand. So he came with that, with a similar weapon. And in each of that skewer, he's hanging 3 lions in one of the skewer. In the other one, Chataro Vyagran, 4 tigers. And in other skewer, there are 2 wolves. Then there were 10, Prashatan Dasha, 10 spotted deers. And there's a big head of elephant with tusk. All of these things are on that skewer, iron spear, and he's yelling. Just like a barbecue stick, he's holding that with all these animals. Imagine how strong he is. Okay, he looked at Sita and he loved her appearance. Immediately he captured her. He placed her in his lap. Then he talks to Rama and Lakshmana. He says, you both are very adhama, or you're not righteous people. You're unrighteous people. You're very dishonest. You're very sinful. So you don't deserve such a beautiful queen like Sita. So he doesn't even know her name. He just grabbed her and placed her on his lap. So he says, I have taken her and she will stay with me. I'm a demon named Viradha, and I'll be wandering in this dangerous forest with weapons and always eating the flesh of sages. So this woman will be my wife. If you confront me, I will drink your blood and I will kill you. So Sita Devi, she panicked. So Rama observed that. Immediately Rama said, Lakshmana, first we have to bring Sita to safety. She is already trembling with fear. She has never seen a demon. So Rama said, Parasparshat tu vaidehya na dukkhadaram asti me pitruvinashat saumitre swarajya haranat tatha. So Rama is saying, oh Saumitre or Saumitri. Sumitra. So Saumitri is another son. The name of Lakshmana. Sumitra is the mother of Lakshmana. So Saumitra is the same son of Sumitra Devi, who is Lakshmana. So he's saying, Lakshmana, Parasparshat, there are others who are touching Sita. That grief is more than my father's demise or taking away the kingdom. I'm supposed to protect her. Seeing her in this position is making me even more sorrow. So he became very sad. Then Rama introduced that we are Dasharatha's sons. And then they asked, who are you? Can you tell me more about you in detail? And then Viradha, the demon Viradha, says, I'm the son of Java and my mother is Shatahrida. And all the demons call me as Viradha. I was blessed with a boon from Brahma, by which I will neither be cut, nor slit, nor killed with any weapon in this world. So he said that. Immediately Rama and Lakshmana they shot so many arrows at him. So all of those arrows, it just pricked the skin of Viradha. And when he yawned, all the arrows that pierced him, they immediately fell down. Then Viradha, he was very angry. He came running with a iron spear to attack the brothers. Then Rama, he destroyed that weapon before even he could attack. Then he left Sita Devi aside. Then Viradha, he took Rama and Lakshmana on his shoulders, or like he kept his, and then he was running into deep forest. Then Rama, he fractured one hand. Lakshmana destroyed the other hand. And then that Viradha demon, he realized. He said, I will not die because of Brahma's will or boons. Hatoham purusha vyagraha shakratulya balenava. Mayatu purvam tvamohanna jnataha purusharshabhaha. Kausalya suprajataha tataramaha tvam vidito maya. Vaidehi cha mahabhaga Lakshmana cha mahashayaha. See, when on the touch of Rama and Lakshmana, he realized who he was. This wouldn't happen if the person is another human being, or had it been another sage. This happened with the touch of the Supreme Lord. Similar, when Dhruva Maharaj, when he was so young, when his stepmother did not allow him to be loved by his father, so he came back home. Then Dhruva Maharaj's mother said that because of a karma, bad karma, this is what is we are being treated like this. So then he said, what should we do? How can we come out? Then the mother said that only by the will of the Supreme Lord anything can be changed. So what I should do? Then she said, you should do tapasya. So she sent her 5-year-old son, go and do tapasya in the forest. You can go. She gave permission. He came and he did not know what to do, how to do. He just went into the forest. Then Narad Muni observed, oh my goodness, he had such a strong faith. Let me test him. So then Narad Muni approached him and said, who are you? What are you doing? And Dhruva Maharaj explained what is his purpose of coming to forest and all that. Narad Muni said, no, it is not going to be that easy and all that. Still, Dhruva Maharaj was very stubborn on his word that he wants to do. And please, Supreme Lord. Then Narad Muni gave him the mantra. And then he said, this is how you have to do the tapasya. So he did the tapasya within 6 months because of his sincerity and the austerity. Supreme Lord appeared in front of him. When Vishnu appeared in front of him, he did not know what to ask. So he touched him with his conch. Immediately he got all the knowledge. So there are many instances that when Supreme Lord touches by the will, the other person, either they get the knowledge or they would get the ecstasy. Like when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he touched a fisherman, that fisherman went into ecstasy. And he was in such an ecstasy, and he became like a madman, showing all the symptoms of all the ecstatic symptoms. But you see, although the Lord awarded him that the highest love, ecstatic love, he thought, the fisherman is thinking that if I become mad like this, who will take care of my family? See, so again, he distanced himself from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and then say, even the Lord is ready to give. A devotee takes it, but others, non-devotees, they would be still thinking on in a material platform. So like that now, this Viradha demon, when he was touched by Rama and Lakshmana, he got some realization. He says, my dear Rama and Lakshmana, I was not able to identify you earlier. Now I have known you. You are Rama, you are son of Kausalya. And she is the most auspicious Sita. And he is very greatly renowned Lakshmana. By curse, I had to enter this demon's body. But I am a Gandharva by name Tumburu. And once Kubera cursed me. And the only way that I could get out is if I die, but if I get death from your hands, only then I will get liberated from this body. And then Rama inquired, okay, why? What was his curse? Why did he curse and get this body? Then Tumbura Gandharva says that, as Tumbura Gandharva, once I was attached to Rambha. Rambha is the celestial dancer. And because of my attraction towards her, I was busy with, how to convince her and all that. I did not go to Kubera as, Kubera had called me for a work, and I did not go there. So Kubera cursed me that I become like this. And at that time I asked for my deliverance. Then Kubera said, once you are killed by Rama and Lakshmana, you will return. Then Rama said, Lakshmana, I think because he has got a boon from Brahma that any weapon, none of those things can kill him. So what we should do is, you dig a big grave here. Okay. And he will be shouting continuously. And already because of his demon body, his throat is so loud, his voice is so loud that this voice is unbearable. So what I will do is I will hold his voice by pressing his throat with my foot on the ground. Okay. Then meanwhile, you dig a big grave. Then we will immediately push him into that grave and bury him in that. So like that, then that Lakshmana, he dug the grave, huge, very deep, that too very soon. Immediately that Viradha was put into that big grave, and then they covered it. And after he died, immediately from that body, Gandharva, from below the ground, Gandharva, Tumbura Gandharva appeared in his original form, and he instructed them. My dear Rama, Lakshmana, thank you for killing me. Now I've got liberated from this demon body. I will go back to the celestial planets above. But you go to Sharabhanga Maharshi's ashram. And he gave the direction. Then Sita, Rama, Lakshmana, they all take leave from him and they go towards Sharabhanga ashram. So as they were approaching Sharabhanga's ashram, they saw a personality, okay, very effulgent personality with his chariot, okay, and they saw from far that, and the chariot is not touching the ground. And that effulgent personality, he got down off his chariot and he's also not touching the ground. He directly went to Sharabhanga Muni and he's talking to him. And he's very effulgent, and he had 100 warrior-like personalities serving him, protecting him from all different directions. He is none other than Indra. Then on seeing Rama was coming, immediately Indra, he bid farewell to Sharabhanga Maharshi, and then he left. Actually, he told that, now Rama is coming, But I will talk to Rama when the actual right time comes. I'll talk to him. But no, I need to go. So he left. But what did he talk? What he spoke was, Sharbhanga Muni, you have all great weapons. You have all the knowledge that is required for a king or for any demigod to kill the demons or subdue their enemies. So whatever energies you have, please bestow all those weapons, that knowledge and those boons to Rama. Because that will help to fulfill the purpose of his incarnation. So bestow all the knowledge you have, you bestow that knowledge to him and transfer your energy to him. I'll meet him later, but not now. So Indra left. So Sita, Ram, Lakshmana, from a very far distance, they were seeing all this. And then they left. Now Sita, Ram, Lakshmana, they came near to Muni. They touched the feet of Sharabhanga Muni. Then the sage also welcomed them. He gave nice hospitality. Then Rama inquired about the arrival of Indra. So then Sharabhanga Muni said, yeah, actually Indra, he wishes to take me to Brahma's abode, Brahmalok, which I achieved through my severe penance. And he also said that I need to give whatever I have gained, the knowledge on all those things, I need to give it to you. So Rama said, sure, if that is the order, definitely I will accept it. But my dear sage, please tell me, where should we live next? Then he says that, so yes, don't worry. You go to Sutikshna, Suti, there's another sage, his name is Sutikshna. You go to his ashram, he will tell you. But how will you find him? See, as you go through the river Ganga, you will find flower bunches of flowers flowing in the river. So you follow that route from where upstream, from wherever those bunches of flowers are coming. You follow that route and then you will find Sutikshna. Then Sharabhanga Muni says, my dear Rama, I was waiting for your darshan. I have been living in this body for a very long time and have done all those penances, austerities. And I was waiting for darshana, of your darshan. Now that you have come, I had your darshan of this great incarnation. He did not say incarnation, but he felt. And then he said, now I will leave this body and I'll go to the Brahma's abode, Satyaloka. Indra came here to take me, but I told him that I will see you, I'll meet you and I will come. Tato agnim susumudhaya utvacha agnyena mantravit Sharabhango mahatejaha pravivesha hudashanam. Then Sharabhanga Muni, he invoked the sacred fire. He offered some oblations with ghee and he entered the fire. And all the body, it burnt into ashes. And from that fire, a very radiant 15 years child came out. He he paid obeisances to, he did namaskara to Sita, Rama, Lakshman, and then he left to Brahmaloka. And then Brahma also welcomed him with open arms. And then after Sharabhanga Muni left, all the other sages who were there, they all approached together. They approached in groups and they approached Rama. They said, my dear Rama, 1/6 of our sacrifice, when a sage, any Brahmana, when he does any sacrifice, 1/6 of that sacrifice, the pious deeds out of sacrifice, will go to the king. So, since we are giving you that much of this portion of our pious activities, it is the duty of the king to protect us. So, you have to save us from demons. Come and see. So they ask Rama to come along with them, and then they show. You see, there are so many bodies of sages here that were killed by demons in the forest. Tatah tvam sharanartham cha sharanyam samupasthitaah paripalayanah Rama vadhyamanan nishacharaihi paratvattah gadisvirah prithivyam na upapadyate paripalayana sarvan rakshasebhyo nripatmajah. They say, my dear Rama, we are surrendering unto you. Tattvam sharanartham sharanyam. We are surrendering unto you. Please protect us. Other than you, we don't have any other way. Paripalayana naha Rama. There is no other way. Hearing this request from sages, Rama said, my dear sage, you should not even ask me. Rather, you should command me. Don't worry. I'm promising you that I will protect from all the demons. Then from that place, as Sharabhanga Muni, he ordered, he gave the address of Sutikshna Maharaj ashrama. So they followed towards that ashram. Following that, the bunches of flower bunches that were flowing in the river, they followed the upstream, and then they reached the ashram of Sutikshna. And Sutikshna Muni also welcomed them. Then he asked them, my dear Rama, Sita Ramachandra, you live here itself for 14 years. But Rama said, no, it would not be possible. Because, I'll kill the animals, and sometimes these ferocious animals, when they approach us, I'll kill them. And all the sages, you're all doing great tapasya. You will be disturbed by seeing that kind of a scene. So, thank you for giving this invitation, but we will stay separately. So then Sutikshna Muni also said, okay, from here you go to such and such ashram, then you go to that place, and then you go to Agastya Muni's ashrama. So from one Muni, from one sage to another sage, they are going. Okay. As they were walking in the forest, now Sita Devi, she asked about Rama's vow to kill the demons. Dharmishtah satyasandhascha piduh nirdeshakarakaha tvayi dharmaha cha satyam cha tvayi sarvam pratishtitam. She says, my dear Rama, you are very righteous person, dharmatma, and you oblige to your father's order, and you're always established in truth, satyam, and virtue. But I'm thinking, unnecessarily you're showing anger towards these demons who are not actually coming to harm you. See, we all came here just by the orders of your Pitur Vachana Nirdeshat, by the words given by your father. He asked us, so we came here. Why do we have to unnecessarily involve in this killing of these demons who are not even harming you? So you keep this bow and arrow aside, and let's live the life of a sage. After finishing 14 years, you take them back and use it. So then Sita Devi, she further gives some more examples. My dear Rama, once upon a time, there was a very pious man. His name is Satyasandha. Okay. His name is Satyasandha. He built a very nice hermitage to do a penance. So Indra wanted to destroy it. So what he did, he came in the form of a soldier, and he handed over a sword to him and said, "My dear Satyasandha, my dear Muni, can you please keep this safe? Because I'm being chased here by my enemies. Can you please keep this safe? I will just take shelter somewhere. I'll come later and I will take it." Then Indra actually left. So the sage, what he did with the intent of safeguarding the sword, what he did, whenever he is going, whenever he goes for a penance, or austerity, he takes that sword along with him. Every now and then he used to check whether that sword is there or not. And slowly and slowly what happened is, because there is a nature for every item, okay? Every item, whether sattvic item, rajasic item, and tamasic item, everything is there divided in the three modes. So because of the nature of that sword, what that effect of modes of nature affected Satyasandha, this Muni. So what he used to do, he slowly started cutting the leaves using that sword, that too unnecessarily. As he is walking by, he was just cutting the leaves of the few plants or trees. Then with the constant association of that weapon, that sage, inadvertently, he became a hunter and a killer. And then he went to hell. So Rama, so why are you traveling with bow and arrow? You leave it. Then Rama answered, it is actually to make the vow of Rama much stronger. Okay, so that's why Sita Devi is asking this, so that he will go he'll be very strong in his words. So Rama said, "My dear Sita, wherever a king goes, he holds his bow and arrow. So wherever he holds this bow and arrow, that place will be out of sorrow. There'll be no sadness there. It is the dharma of the king. It is a duty of the king to protect. I should have protected these sages even without asking. But they themselves have approached me and asked. So I gave my word. I will protect them. Api aham jivitam jahyam tvam sva sitesa lakshmanam nata pratignyam samshrutya brahmanebhyo visheshataha. He's saying, Api aham jivitam. I can forfeit my life. I can forgo Lakshmana. I can even forsake you. But I cannot forsake a promise. That too, especially that was made to Brahmanas. So once I have promised, I will never go back on that. Because indirectly he's telling, in future I may have to forgo Lakshmana, and I may have to even forgo for Sita Devi. Okay, because of the words in Uttarakanda, when I explain, you will understand these things. So Sita Devi, she becomes very happy learning the truthfulness and the promise made by Rama. So along with all other sages, now Sita, Rama, Lakshmana, as they were walking, right? So they reached a lake. They heard some musical notes coming from beneath the waters of the lake. So surprised at that, Rama, he inquired with the sages who were traveling with him. They said, then the sage narrates the episode of Mandha Karani. Okay. Mandha Karani. They say that this Muni Mandha Karani, he did a great penance here. So See, Agnidev, the demigod of fire, and other demigods, they became very fearful of his position, and they were thinking how to destroy his penance. So what they did, they sent 5 celestial damsels, apsaras, who were very more beautiful. They sent those 5 apsaras to Mandakarni. So this Muni, looking at those apsaras, he got attracted. And since then, he is enjoying these apsaras below the waters, because there will be no disturbance. Actually, he was doing penance below the waters. And then Rama, just proceeding further, he was wondering about that lake, and he was thinking about all the hermitages around that. And like this, 10 years passed. Okay, 10 years have passed. Now, there is one lesson from this sage of Mandakarni, is that you may do a great penance, but that penance must actually purify you. If it is for a certain purpose, then it may not purify you. So what happens immediately? You will be just by the beauty of the celestial damsels, you will get attracted to them, and you will leave off the penance. Even great demons, you will see Ravana, Kumbhakarna, and others. Demons also do tapasya, but they don't get purified until unless they worship Lord Vishnu, who is the master of the mode of goodness. Brahma is a master of mode of passion, and Shiva is master of mode of ignorance. So it is very easy to fulfill them, to please them, than Vishnu. Because to worship Vishnu, you need purification. You cannot approach him with a business transaction. I will do this, you give me that. No. There's a lot of purification required. That's why these demons, they never go to Vishnu. But there are very rare situations where the demon have gone, because they had a different motto. Anyways, so 10 years have passed. Sita, Rama, Lakshmana, they were wandering from one place to another place, one hermitage to another hermitage, and they're not traveling alone. They're going along with the other sages. So after going around for this 10 years, then again Rama, he returns to the hermitages of Suti Krishna. Then they stayed there for some time. And after that, they proceed towards the sage Agastya Muni's ashrama. So on the way, they visit Agastya Muni's brother of Agastya Muni's ashram. So his name is not mentioned. It is just mentioned as Agastya Bhrata. Normally, it is, when a person is very, very famous, whoever is his relative, friend, brother, father, or mother, they would say, oh, he's such and such, he's mother of such and such president, or a celebrity, like that. So Agastya Bhrata. So they go to Agastya Bhrata's ashrama. So then Agastya Bhrata, he explains the wonderful pastime that had happened there. So there were 2 cruel brothers, demons actually. Their names were Vatapi and Ilvala. They were living in this place together, and they were demons. And they used to be Brahmanas' killers. Okay. So they used to kill them because their meat was very tasty for them. So disguised as Brahmanas, both Ilvala and Agastya Muni what Ilvala used to do is he used to invite Brahmanas to perform some funeral rites. So that time, Brahmanas, when they are invited to their home to do some perform some rites, they used to perform some rites, and then because he's a Brahmana, he's by nature is not a Brahmana, but he has disguised himself as a Brahmana. So he offered some food to the Brahmanas who come to perform the rites. Now, that food was actually, if I have to say, Vatapi, who is the other brother, he transformed into that food. Then Ilvala, he offers that food to Brahmana. When that Brahmana was satisfied with that food, Ilvala used to immediately shout loudly, Vatapi, please come out. Then listening to his brother's words that Vatapi, although he converted into that food and that was chewed and went into his stomach, he was still not dead. That was a boon he got. So he used to come out tearing the stomachs of the bodies of Brahmanas. Then the Brahmana used to die. Then they cook the Brahmanas meat and they eat. So demigods, they prayed to Agastya Muni to end this demonic activity. So then Agastya Muni, he knew it. So he goes to their place. He was nicely fed with Vatapi's food, the food that was transformed, which was transformed by Vatapi. And then, after nicely having, he said, Vatapi jirnam jirnam. So jirnam means digest. So he rubbed his stomach and he said, Vatapi jirnam jirnam. Now you nicely digest in my body. So Ilvala called his brother, Vatapi, come out, but he was not appearing. Then Agastya Muni said, don't worry, he is not going to come out because I have digested him. And I already sent him to the hellish planets a long time ago. Then Ilvala, that demon was so furious, he rushed towards the sage to kill him. But Agastya Muni, he burnt him down just with his eyesight. So, Rama, Lakshmana, they heard this nice pastimes of Agastya Muni, and then they took leave from Agastya Bhrata, and then they go towards the Agastya Muni's ashrama. So when they reach Agastya Muni's ashrama, Rama, he sends Lakshmana. Lakshmana, can you go in front? You first go there, and then you inform Agastya Muni that we are waiting for his darshan. So Lakshmana, he goes inside and informs Agastya Muni's students. Meanwhile, Rama was showing to Sita, these places of demigods. Rama was telling Sita, this is a place when the demigod Indra, when he comes, he gets down here. Agastya ashrama is so powerful that demigods would come there and they perform their sadhana there. Suppose how we all go to some temple and we try to do our sadhana, our chanting. Like the demigods come there and they perform the worship of Vishnu there. So as Rama was showing different places, Agastya Muni, he got to know, immediately he came outside and he welcomed them. And he said, Rama, I've been waiting for you from a very long time. So you please come inside. So Agastya Muni, he nicely received Sita Rama Lakshman. And after finishing his some Agnikarya, they have to do some rituals. He finished. He served Rama And he said, Rama, I'm worshipping you just as a person worships a guest. But behind in his heart, he knows that he's worshipping the Supreme Lord. Then Agastya Muni, he gifted Rama with the few bow and arrows and other weapons, the various demigods that were, they kept with Agastya Muni. They said, when Rama comes here, please give this. So he gifted all those things. And then he said, Rama, it looks like Sita Devi is very tired. But you all look very tired, but she's very much more tired than you. So don't wander much. Be at one place. Whatever she asks, you do it. Get that thing for her. Because she has been following you faithfully for so long. So immediately, whatever she asks, you give it to her. In other words, tomorrow when Sita Devi asks that I need this, it means that Rama, you don't think, you immediately go and get that. Rama said, sure. Now she's been so faithful to me in spite of all these inconveniences. She's following me. Then Rama asked, can you please tell us, where should we live? Then Agastya Muni, he thought for a moment and said, see, now the time is almost over. 13 years are over. Only 1 year is left. And I know what you are thinking. You want to kill the root of all the demons. Ito dvi yojane tata bahumula phala udakaha desho bahumrugaha shriman panchavati abhivishrutaha. So, see, now 13 years are over, and Rama has promised, right? He's going to eliminate all the demons. But eliminating one by one demon is very difficult. But if the root of all those demons, if he eliminates automatically, all the demons will not sprout up again. So Agastya Muni could understand, oh, Rama is having this, only 1 year is left. Later it will be difficult to find out. So what he did is, what he said, Ito dvi yojena. So Agastya Muni says, from here, there are 2 yojanas. 2 yojanas is like 16 miles. From here, there's a very prosperous place which is called as Panchavati. It is abundant with fruits, water, honey, roots. And there are many deers. So Sita Devi will be very happy there. And there the river Godavari is flowing nicely. There will be no humans to disturb you. It will be very peaceful. So you go there. So after getting the directions from Agastya Muni, now Sita, Rama, Lakshmana, they go towards the Panchavati. As they were walking, they saw a big bird on a tree. They thought it is a demon. And they asked, who are you? And are you in disguise of this bird's form? Then he said, no, I'm Jatayu. And he said, I am friend of your father, Dasharatha. Jatayu couldn't understand, oh, this is Lord Ramachandra. He also heard about him. So immediately Rama, he worshipped Jatayu as a father. Then Jatayu, he explains the entire creation. So this Puranas, Itihasas, a portion of those things will also have the how the creation was done. So Ramayana also has that. He says, from Brahma, there are 12 Prajapatis. They came to expand the population. And Daksha Prajapati, he had 60 children. 8 of his daughters are married to Kashyapa Prajapati. And out of those 8 daughters, some of them, they listened to Kashyapa Muni and some of them did not listen to him. So Aditi was one of the principal daughters. She was very law-abiding. She was very chaste woman. Because of her purity, she gave birth to 12 Adityas, 8 Vasus, 11 Rudras, and all the demigods were born from her. Diti, she gave birth to all the demons because of her quality. Okay, and they were protecting the forests in the beginning. See, the Rakshasas, we say Rakshas, right? Rakshas word, why it came from Raksha. Raksha means to protect. So these demons, what happened is they were supposed to protect what? The forests. So Jitayu is saying in the beginning, they were nicely protecting the forests. But later, they all fell away from their duties. Then he says, Tamra was one of the daughter of Daksha. She gave birth to 5 girls, Kraunchi, Bhasi, Shyeni, Dhritarashtri, Shuki. Shuki gave birth to a daughter as Nata, and Nata's daughter is Vinata. Vinata gave birth to 2 sons, namely Garuda and Aruna. Oh my dear Rama, I took birth from that Aruna, that charioteer of sun, and my elder brother Sampati also. So both Sampati and Jatayu are the sons of Aruna. Okay, so I'm Aruna and Shyeni. They are the two. They are the ones who gave birth to Jatayu and Sampati. So aham vasa sahayaha te bhavishyami yadi ichchahasi idam durgam hi kantaram mrigarakshasam sevitam sitam cha tata rakshishye tvayi yate salakshmane. He's saying, Jatayu is saying, don't worry, Rama. Now you're all with the family here. When you both are not there, don't worry. I will take care of Sita when you both go off. You have my word. Satatra Sitam paridaya maithilim saha evatena athibalena pakshina jagam tam panchavatim salakshmane ripun didakshan shalabhan iva analaha. So Rama, he kept Sita in the protection of Jatayu. And Valmiki's Maharshi is mentioning, from now on, all the demons will die like fireflies when they enter into the fire. So now they go to that Panchavati place. Okay. Ramate yatra vaidehi tvam aham chaiva lakshmana tadrasho hyashyatam deshaha sannishkrita jalashayah vanaramanyakam yatra jalaramanyakam tatha sannishkritam cha yasmintu samit pushpa kushaudakam. Then Rama, he gave advice. When they first built the hermitage in Chitrakoota, how Rama gave advice. Similarly, Rama gave all the advice to Lakshmana how to build the hermitage. There must be a sufficient place for Sita, me and yourself to roam around. It must be very scenic. There must be sufficient water available close by. Firewood should be available. There must be flowers and sacred grass for our daily worship. All these things must be available in a close proximity. So Lakshmana, you search such a place in this area. But Lakshmana says, Rama, but I am your dependent. I am your servant. I follow your words. And maybe it is like this for innumerable years. So you tell me where to build a hermitage. Because I might be thinking that this is a nice place, but in reality, it may not be. So you tell me what is a nice place. I will do all that service. Then Rama shows, okay, this is a very nice place. So you built a hermitage here. Then Lakshmana, he built the very spacious straw cottage. They were leveling, and then there was the clay was raised for the floor, and it was strongly pillared with the long bamboos. Then the branches of shami trees gives a very cooling effect. Those branches were spread out. There were twines of jute strands, the cross blades of bamboos for thatching. There were blades of kusha grass and leaves of, there are other trees, they're all spread around. All these different branches and leaves, they covered the roof. And in detail, how the hermitage was built is given. And it gives very cooling effect and very fragrant also. The wood that was used was very fragrant wood. So Lakshmana, he made a nice hermitage, and that and then what happens? Sita, Rama, Lakshmana, they perform the Graha Pravesha, they enter their hermitage. And now Valmiki Muni, he explains the winter season there. So now by this time it was already winter. So he explains, Sagatva Lakshmana Shriman Nadim Godavarim Tada Snatva Padmani Cha Adaya Safalaha Punaragataha. So Lakshmana, he goes to river Godavari and he takes bath and he gathers the lotuses and fruits, and then he returns to cottage, to their hermitage. Okay, so actually this hermitage was so beautiful that Sita, Rama, Lakshmana, when they first saw, they became very happy. Rama, in fact, he embraced Lakshmana tightly by both his hands. And he said, Bhavajnena Kritajnena Dharmajnena cha Lakshmana Tvaya Putrena Dharmatma Na Samvrattaha Pita Mama. He says, you know everything. You are very righteous. I'm so grateful to you. You know my bhava. You're knower of everyone's feelings. For me, my father is still alive. So now, as I said, Valmiki now he explains the Vasanta season or the winter season. He says that there is enough milk in this season. Kings are making moves for purposes to fight wars. So you see, it's a rule also. You can't go for a war in summer. Okay, all the kings, they used to go for war only in winters, because there will not be a scorching heat. It will be easy to fight. Otherwise, in summer, it will be very difficult. So a lot of other descriptions were given about how the Himalayas, they're being covered by the snow. And then the paddy crops in the fields are gleaming, are glowing with golden luster. Their heads of all the paddy crops are full with grain, and the date fruits, the flowers of the date fruits are coming out. And Valmiki Maharshi says, now he talks about the sadhana of Sita, Rama, Lakshmana. He's saying that suppose there's an elephant. Okay, if elephant has eaten some grass which is oily in nature. Okay, it has oil content, more of oil content. So when you take a deep fried item, you become very thirsty afterwards. So like that, when they eat the grass or the food which has much of oil content, they want to drink water. So these elephants, they're going to the banks of Godavari and they're putting their trunks down to suck in the water into their trunks, but they're not able to do it. Why? Because the water is so cold that they are not able to drink. They're not able to even get into the water to suck it into their trunks. But in such a circumstance, Sita, Rama, Lakshmana every day morning by the Brahma Muhurta time, they're getting into the Godavari, they are bathing there, and they're coming back to their hermitage. Okay, so at that time, Lakshmana, Sita, Ram, they all come to take bath. So Lakshmana was saying, Bharata would also be suffering so much. He might also be waking up like us in the morning and taking bath. Because for him, Bharata lives at the banks of Sarayu river. So they're thinking of his brother in separation. And then Lakshmana says, our mother Kaikeyi, her husband, that is our father, is so righteous. And she has such a gentle son, Bharata. But such a lady, how come she became so cruel? Immediately, Rama chastised. Nate amba madhyama tata garhita tavya kathanchana tameva ikshvaku nathasya bharatasya katham kuru. Rama said to Lakshmana, whatever you want to talk good in the early morning time, you talk. But don't talk bad, especially about our mothers. You keep on telling me the topics of Bharata and other of the king of Ikshvakus. It is fine, but don't talk like this again. So immediately Lakshmana abides, and then Sita, Rama, Lakshmana, they all return to their ashrama, and Valmiki Maharshi says they were radiating like a sun when they were returning. Or they were, Rama was shining like all-controlling Lord Rudra. When Rudra is traveling, that means Shiva, when Shiva is traveling along with Parvati and his followers, that Nandi, that is how it looked. When Rama and Sita were walking and Lakshmana was following. Okay, so I'll stop here. Any questions?